Shockwaves are rippling through the music world, and here's why. Massive Attack, one of the most influential bands of recent decades, has made the bold decision to remove their entire catalog from Spotify. What provoked this dramatic move? The answer lies at the intersection of music, ethics, and high-tech warfare. The band's protest is aimed at Spotify's CEO, Daniel Ek, who recently invested a staggering €600 million, about £520 million, in Helsing, an artificial intelligence defense company. But here's where it gets controversial. Ek's investment made through his firm, Prima Materia, wasn't just a token gesture. Prima Materia spearheaded Helsing's most recent funding round, further fueling advancements in AI that help analyze live battlefield data and guide weaponry decisions in combat zones. Notably, Helsing even develops its own military drone, the HX-2, and X sits as the company's chairman. For many, this blurs the line between technological innovation and the development of deadly warfare tools. At the same time as announcing their Spotify exit, Massive Attack joined the No Music for Genocide movement, a coalition of over 400 artists and record labels who have chosen to withhold their music from streaming platforms in Israel, protesting what they see as state-sanctioned violence. This represents a growing trend among artists using their platforms to take a stand against perceived injustices worldwide. Massive Attack stressed in a statement that, independent of their involvement with No Music for Genocide, they specifically requested their label to remove their music from Spotify everywhere. Their concern? The company's leadership is as they see it, funneling both fan-generated revenue and musicians' creative efforts into the development of lethal, dystopian military technologies. An ethical line for them that simply cannot be crossed. They highlighted how, historically, artist boycotts and public action played vital roles in dismantling South African apartheid. Drawing a direct parallel, they argue that similar collective action is now essential in response to alleged war crimes and apartheid conditions involving Israel. And this is the part most people miss. The band argues that artists today are facing not only financial pressures from streaming services, but are now shouldering a weightier moral burden. Every stream, they say, has the potential to support causes that conflict with their values, namely, the advancement of militarized AI. Massive Attack finishes their call to action with an emphatic message. Enough is more than enough. They insist that a different, more ethical path exists for artists and fans alike. Naturally, all sides aren't staying silent. In response to rumors and criticism, Helsing issued a statement clarifying that their technology is only deployed to European countries for defense against Russian aggression in Ukraine, and not anywhere else. However, that's unlikely to quiet those troubled by the broader ethical questions surrounding the militarization of AI. If you're following this growing exodus, you'll note that Massive Attack joins artists like King Gizzard, the Lizard Wizard, Godspeed You, Black Emperor, Hotline TNT, Deerhoof, and Woo Life, all of whom recently pulled their music from Spotify in protest. However, Massive Attack faces a unique challenge. Due to being signed to a major label, they can't simply pivot to Bandcamp, a platform commonly used by independent acts. This has allowed groups like King Gizzard to dominate Bandcamp's charts, even offering their extensive album catalog for free. The No Music for Genocide campaign has rallied a diverse roster, ranging from MJ Lenderman and Emil and the Sniffers to international stars like Rina Sawayama and Faye Webster. These artists are taking varied actions. Some are geo-blocking their music, while others are instructing distributors to restrict where their releases are available. Taking their message to Instagram, Massive Attack provided historical context. They cited how artist-led boycotts and protests helped dismantle the violence of apartheid in South Africa. Actions, they say, are necessary again as a response to the ongoing suffering in Palestine. They appealed to fellow musicians to turn their grief and outrage into meaningful, unified activism that could help end, in their words, the relentless tragedy befalling Palestinians. It's worth noting that Massive Attack has already formed alliances with other outspoken artists, including the likes of Brian Eno and Fontaine's DC. Their aim? To shield musicians from aggressive legal threats and censorship, particularly from organizations such as UK Lawyers for Israel, who have reportedly used legal means to intimidate both artists and broadcasters into silence regarding political expressions. Think about this. Should music and the money it generates ever be tied to the funding of military tech? Or is it unrealistic to expect global corporations and streaming services to stay completely detached from controversial investments? Do you support acts of protest like this? Or do you think the line between art and politics shouldn't be drawn so sharply? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Agree or disagree? Jump into the comments and join the debate. This is bigger than just music. It's about the power of collective action and the responsibilities that come with both creativity and commerce.